Welcome back, everyone. In today's episode of the First Impression series, I got one of the most jaw-dropping knives I've seen in a while. So this is the Piratech Kraken. We'll touch on the packaging first. Very nice box it's in. It's got a little certificate of authenticity, giving you details. These aren't numbered, at least to my knowledge, but it does tell you the hardness on it. So this one is a zirconium handle. It's got S90V for the steel, dated November 6th of 2024. Comes with a microfiber cloth. It's got a little leather slip pouch you can put it in. I guess it's more of a pouch than a slip, but to each its own. And it even has some hardware. So there's a replacement spring, because when we get to the knife, you'll see that it's actually uses a very similar locking mechanism to a crossbar lock, or perhaps better known as the axis lock from when Benchmade had the patent for that. So this is it right here. This is so gorgeous. It makes me feel like I need to put gloves on to review this, because otherwise I'm just going to get smudges all over it, as you can see. This is full DLC all the way around. Well, this is zirconium, so this has kind of like a mirrored DLC look to it, but it matches very well with the actual mirrored DLC blade, as you can see. Super reflective. It's out of this world. And a little history on this. So I used to have the original, well, I guess the original. I had the plain Jane version of the Kraken, and it's just sandblasted titanium with a S90V steel. It was a satin blade as well. I ended up selling to my buddy Wes, and before I sold it to him, he actually placed a pre-order for this knife right here. So this is on loan from my homie Wes. Shout out to him. Really appreciate him always giving up his knives for me to do my reviews and extra content on. It hasn't really broken in, so the drop isn't drop shut for the close yet. So light swing will get it closed. And this is using that, as you can tell, there's no screws on either side. Not even on pivot, but everything is inside of it. And what you can do is you can pull this, you can pull the scales off. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to do it, and I can't do it, which is interesting because the plain Jane version pops out really easily. So I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't know if the magnets in this thing are just stronger. But even the liners are DLC. So diamond light coating, and it's just gorgeous. They did such an amazing job on the finish of this knife. And while I had the previous one, I never did a full review on it. I did an unboxing as well as a sharpening on it. Sharpened up really nice. I'm assuming this would take a very similar approach. It's the same knife except for a different finish all the way around. The other one was easy to take apart. And the other one had a pocket clip. As you'll notice, this one does not. He opted for the non-clip version. And I took a look online. These aren't readily available. I'm not even sure if you can place a pre-order for this. But he waited about 11 weeks to get this in hand. So he placed an order early September of 2024 and just got it recently, like less than a week ago. And it's already, by the time this video drops, it'll be mid-November, late November actually. So I really like it. It's great because without the pocket clip, you're not even in any risk of any type of hot spots. I would say even though the one with the pocket clip, the hot spots from the clip were very minimal. So this feels great in hand. No blade play, and from my experience, crossbar locks or axis locks, whatever you want to call it, there tends to be a little bit of blade play, specifically from the axis locks from Benchmade's. I've never really had one that didn't have a little bit of wiggle, but this rock solid. Does not move at all. I mean, granted, the action's not drop shut, but I'm assuming with a little bit of breaking in, this will become so. It's perfectly centered. I mean, if this was mine, what I would do is probably commission work from somebody who does custom sheaths that you can put on your belt and just kind of slip it in, or you can get a pocket sheath for this. But look at all the smudges that's already picking up. I'll wipe it down before I give it back to Wes, but absolutely gorgeous. Again, you're supposed to be able to just pull these scales off. The one with the clip, you would have to you would have to unscrew the other side of the liner, and then there was a screw holding the pocket clip which held the liner and the scale in. However, this is not the case, so both sides should just be able to pop off. I'm gonna have to figure that out, or my buddy Wes is gonna have to figure that out if he ever needs to service this thing and re-lube it, clean it out. But yeah, I am unable to pull it off right now, which is unexpected because the other version was pretty easy to take off. So anywho, I wanted to give a first impressions. This is beautiful. I wanted to showcase how gorgeous the finish is on both the handle as well as the blade. Did an amazing job. I took a look online, and this particular variant right here with the finishes is $720. So the original one I had was $300. It's quite a difference, and you can tell a lot more attention, higher end materials went into this one. But the finish on the blade reminds me of Rockstead. Yeah, it's very well done. It's mirrored DLC. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Well, maybe not with all these smudges on the knife, but anywho, I want to kind of give a quick review on that. But let me know if you have one of these as well. If you have a different version, they have an option for one of their. Well, it's not one of their models, but they have an option where you can pick different type of materials and whatnot, so you can truly customize it. Yeah. All right. Well, as always, truly appreciate you tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, stay frosty.